Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchorman, Something. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from 5 freebies. Izotope just dropped the brand new plugins. I've got some deals for you guys today. But before we get going, I want to apologize for the video being a little bit late today. I may have messed up. As you see here, I have already made this video. So I edited this video, I recorded it, had it done. See the dates, the 5/7. I had no space on my computer, and not having any space on my computer, I went to delete a bunch of files and I deleted the screenshot of the video. So as you see here, I mean, I'm not joking, y'all. I shot this whole video. This video was probably like 22 minutes long. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, this video ain't gonna be 22 minutes long. I'm probably gonna fly through this because it's afternoon and I've spent hours and hours and hours trying to recover this video. So let's go ahead and get right to our top story then. Our top story is a freebie for you guys. This one comes from Full Bucket Music and it is called Fury 68. When you hop into Fury 68, this is what this thing is going to look like. They say Fury 68 is a software instrument for Microsoft Windows and Apple Mac OS, simulating the Korg Poly 61, which is a polyphonic synthesizer from 1982. As you see here, it's got close simulation of the original hardware, extended polyphony in unison mode, increased parameter resolution. It's got phaser, chorus, ensemble section. It's pretty solid. So let's go ahead, hop into FL Studio, check this thing out a little bit more. So when you open up Fury 68, this thing is gonna look like this. It's gonna have stuff that sounds like so it's got stuff that's going to sound like that. I got a little sample beat that I'm going to play here later on, but I'm just going to play some of the sounds that I got from Fury 68 for this, and they sound like this. So, you know, it's going to have stuff that sounds like that. You got all kinds of different parameter controls in here. One of the controls that I like is it's kind of like a synthesizer. So like, you know, like on something like an old school synth, like my Take 5, which isn't old school, but it's, you know, reminiscent to, when you're hitting in your presets, you're going to hit them like this. You know, you hit 1 and 4, bam, you see it changed it up right here. And then it changed my, my preset right here. You can also come down here and you can go to browse, and then you can browse through the presets this way too as well. So you see here, you can find whatever you need, bam, in here like this. I'm gonna go back to that 14 preset here for just a moment. Just looking here at the meat and the potatoes of the plugin. As you'll see here, you have different waveforms that you can go through. So you have 3 different waveforms. You can just click on it and you can see all your values and parameters and everything over here. So you can hear how it's changing up the way that sounds. You got your PWM right here, and then your PWM frequency. You've got 2 different oscillators down here at the bottom. Then you have your filter over here. You have your cutoff, your resonance, all this other stuff here. And then you could switch to effects up top. And you can control the speed of that too. So pretty solid little synthesizer in my personal opinion. Again, I'm only going to kind of go through these briefly and kind of quick because I've already shot this video and it's already like 1:30 in the afternoon. So I want to kind of get this video out around 3 or 4. All right, guys. And the second freebie or the second story that I have for you guys today, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know about this. Sound Toys just dropped a brand new reverb for us called Space Blender. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So when you see Space Blender, it is going to look like this. This thing's pretty fire. Let's go ahead and turn it on. I'm just going to play it on these first notes so you hear it on these chords right here. All right, but now listen to it once we turn this ambient 1 on. Yo, that's kind of fire. You get these controls down here with time, color, texture, modulation, mix, and then you can warp and you can sync it to time, or you can go milliseconds, whatever it is that you prefer. Let's go ahead and mess with some of these controls though. I really like the color and the texture on this. Yo, it just makes it sound fire to me. You know what I'm saying? Like these are two free plugins that I'm using together, and they sound like it sounds like, you know, you should pay some money for that sound. Because this is the original sound. And just adding this on there. To me, that sounds like a premium sound. So maybe not to you, but to me it does. So we also have Space Blender on this right here. So let's go ahead and pull it back up. So if you guys remember, this is one of the sounds that was in the beat. All right, so now if we bypass that, now listen to it. So it can do some cool stuff to that. Let's go ahead and just listen to a few of the presets for you guys real quick. Let's go ahead, hop in here. We'll go to Ambient Nights. So some pretty decent presets in here. They've got decay, they've got swell, they've got reverse, they've got all kinds of good stuff in here. Just a solid reverb, in my personal opinion. Is it the best free reverb out here? I don't know, but it's probably up there with them because this thing is fire and you can do a lot and create huge sounds with this thing. So I recommend this one, obviously. And up next, it looks like Izotope has just dropped a brand new de-esser plugin, similar to all their other AI plugins, like that reverb plugin that came out, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this thing. So when you open up Velvet, Velvet is going to look like this. It is pretty solid. I do have to mess with it a little bit more. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But as you're looking at it, it's going to basically break down your audio in two different ways. So it's going to take all the high sibilant information and put it up here. And then in this tonal section, it's going to have the rest of the body of your vocal or whatever it is that you're going to use it on, because you can use it on guitars and hi-hats and stuff like that. So that controls there. And then they also have this D-click module that comes from RX. And this will basically take out, like, you know, your smacking of your lips or breaths and stuff like that. You can set this up there and it'll automatically take that out there for you, which is pretty solid. You've got controls down here. So everything here on the bottom, you've got lows, mids, and highs. And like, let's say you want to add a lot of this tonal effect or this tame or this lift effect or this tame effect. You can just pull down highs and it won't affect that area. And I'll show you guys that here in just a moment. What I did though was I put together a little verse that I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like on a vocal. And then I did it on some speech too as well. The speech and the vocal are actually the same. So boom, you'll see right here. Let's go ahead, hop back into this thing. We're going to start on bypass. And this is just what I said basically. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. All right, so now once we put the bypass on, you're going to notice all the harshnesses of the S's going away. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. So now you can listen to it too and just hear what the sibilance is doing itself. So what it's taken away. So you hear all that. It's taking all that out for us, which is pretty solid. Those S's might come out too when I process this later. We'll see. But again, this thing is pretty solid. You can hit this learn button and it'll learn for you. So let me move some of these knobs around real quick just so that it does something. because I want to make sure that it's going to do its job. So we'll just change some of this stuff. All right, so now if we hit learn and play, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see. So some of the stuff changed, but let's go ahead and get it on something else again. Try one more time. So we're hit bypass, and then we're going to we're gonna hit learn, and then we're gonna push play. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner. So you see how some of these things moved. I think that they didn't move before because I already had did the learn. And so it's not going to relearn, if that makes sense. So I had to switch the preset up there for you. But yeah, as you see there, it switched everything up there and got us, basically back to where it was originally. I also put this on a vocal. So let me go ahead and highlight this section real quick. So, all right, guys. And so then you'll see right here, I basically used it on, I did it as a vocal. So I'll push play and you guys can hear it as it would sound in like a rap track. Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. So that's what it sounds like on bypass. I'm going to turn it on and then I'll go on and off for you guys real quick so you can hear what it sounds like. Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. Sally's so silly selling. All right, so now I'll play it in a beat so you guys can hear the difference. We'll start on bypass in the beat, and then we'll play it in everything else and just listen for the sharp S's before while it's bypassed, and then, you can hear them afterwards. Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like. So that's what it's going to sound. We'll go ahead and do one last thing and just listen to the syllabances that it took out on that vocal. So I think this is a pretty good tool in my personal opinion. I will let you guys know, though, that I do need to work on it a little bit more because it does feel like it's taking away some frequencies it shouldn't. So that's more of me getting to understand this tonal part down here at the bottom and then just kind of setting my controls a little bit better to fix that. So I can take responsibility for that because I've only kind of used this shortly. All right, guys, up next, I've got another freebie for you guys today. This one comes from Fractured Sounds. Looks like they just dropped Blueprint Textorial Cello. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you see Blueprint Textorial Cello, it's going to look like this. It is for contact. And it's just going to have some sounds that sound like. You've got a few different things. You've got, I don't know what this is. It says call leg no. So I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. You got spikes. And then you got bends as well. You've got some different controls like scatter. You've got dynamics. You've got atmosphere. And you can solo the atmosphere. That's nice. You've got different controls on this delay and reverb. So as you see here, you've got different delay types. You've got the time that you can put it in. Then you can control saturation, dampening, and feedback. With reverb, you've got hall type, room type, shimmer, and convolution reverb, and then different modulations, controls like that as well. When you click one of these, you see here you can control the volume, the pan, the attack, and the release, which is pretty solid. Um, and then obviously you can turn them all on and get them to work together. So pretty solid. Another pretty fire plugin in their collection. And up next, I've got 2 more freebies for you guys. Just like I said, I'm not going to go too much in depth on everything because I just kind of want to get this video together. So we'll just talk about the last 2. So the first one is with Bedroom Producer Blogs. They are giving away Get Tuned Reverb for free for a limited time. So there's 10,000 copies of this right here. It looks like this normally costs $99. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is sign up on the promo page linked at the bottom of this page, available for BPB readers. You'll receive a license key. Basically, the overview on this is, the interface is simple as you look at it. The main controls, the main features that are nice on this is this body, this air, this time, this pre-delay, and this width. I'm not going to cheat you guys. So I use that on this vocal right here. So as you see here, I did actually use it on this vocal. There's no cap. I use it in this video. But basically, this is what the vocal sounded like before I put the reverb on there.
Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner.
So if you can hear, when I added that body, it did add a little bit more oomph to the vocal. We'll do it again.
Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had.
So that's what's going to be really the fire out of this, is that body and air control. But it's a decent reverb. I'll let you hear it on a couple more presets. Sorry, you're just going to hear it on my vocal, though.
Yo, check. Yo, hey, yo, Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something I had to scheme for. Sally's so silly selling shells by the seashore. She sells to some Simpsons like Skinner, Seymour. Spinners say they see more. Sinners spraying C4. Something spitting S's is something
So that's Tune Reverb for you guys. Again, sorry I didn't do the greatest demonstration on this. I'm already at 25 minutes. I was trying to record this whole video in 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and get on to the next freebie. So the next freebie that I have for you guys today, this one comes from To Be Played Music. I'm not going to demonstrate this one, but it's called Q Effects Color. I have talked about this on the channel before. It's basically a filter plugin. It's pretty decent though, because it's got 3 different filter types. So you have high, mid, and low, and then you have different tones. So you can actually use this thing to like shape 808s or to get different kind of filters on your product. I mean, it's free. You're going to have to use the code Freebie, all capitalized, to get it, but it's there for you. And then the last thing I got for you guys, well, I got the giveaway winner last, but I got deals first. So let's go ahead and get to these deals first. So the first deal I have for you guys today is this platinum bundle from Waves. So I know a lot of people hate on Waves, whatever the case is, that's fine. But it's just my responsibility to bring you guys the best deals that I possibly can. And with that, I mean, it's a great bundle for $99. You get like 67 plugins or something like that in here. So you're going to get, just a ton of plugins. I mean, all these are the plugins that you're going to get, all usable and good stuff. Yeah, 67 plugins here. Just know I have to make sure that I tell you that at some point, you'll have to pay for an upgrade plan. I don't know what that upgrade plan is going to be, whether it's $40, $50 or whatever, when they switch up to version 16 or 17, if you have a newer computer and you're not using an old computer. But if you have an old computer, you don't have to update. So the next freebie that I have for you guys today is, I said the same thing yesterday. I should have talked about this thing first. We got UVI Falcon. It's half off right now, so it's $149. You guys can check my channel out. I've done a ton of content on UVI Falcon. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite plugins, my favorite synthesizer for creating sounds. Sometimes people leave Falcon off the list, or when they're talking about synthesizers, they're like, well, the effects don't matter. Well, that's because you haven't used Falcon. because the effects in Falcon are better than the effects in any other plugin because they're third-party plugins, and that makes a huge difference in using the synthesizer. And you get to use all those plugins when you buy it. So when people don't put Falcon in the synthesizer comparisons because it's too confusing or whatever the case is, they're sincerely missing out, because I would pick this synthesizer over any synthesizer, including Serum 2, to make sound from and create from scratch because of all the features. It's feature rich and feature heavy. Very good plugin. Tons of expansion packs. All UVI stuff you can use in Falcon. Very good plugin. The next deal I have is Amplitude 5. It is on sale for $29.99. So if you need a good amp simulation, this is it right here for $29. This is probably the best amp simulation you're going to get for $30, unless Guitar Rig Pro, you know what I'm saying, drops there, goes on sale for $30. But between these two, you can't go wrong. Definitely recommend it. IK Multimedia is also offering T-Rack 6 for $29.99. So it's a bundle of different plugins. There's 19 different plugins, but it's expandable to 60. But you're going to get all kinds of new stuff. You're going to get, I believe, the new plugin right here. So then these are all the plugins that you'll get in that. This Master Match X is new. This is nice because it'll match your master to whatever master that you're referencing. And so it'll do its best job to try to get your master the level of theirs, which in return, obviously, you know what I'm saying, is a great tool for mastering. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't want something that they can compare? But yeah, definitely a good deal. And then the last deal that I have for you guys today is from SSL. SSL is offering this solid state Logic SSL Fusion bundle for $74. So it comes with 4 plugins. This SSL Fusion Transformer. It's going to come with this SSL Fusion Violet. It's also going to come with this SSL Fusion high frequency compressor. And then it's going to come with this SSL Fusion stereo image. So, oh, one more. And then this Fusion vintage drive. So that's what it's going to come to there. Before we get out of here, though, if you guys remember correctly, we are hosting a contest or a giveaway to give away one of these microphones free. These mic creators from Austrian Audio. Again, shout out to Austrian Audio for sending this bad boy over. We'll send in 2 of them over, one for me to send out. So with no further delay, drum roll, please. Looks like the winner is Ronell Dawkins from Little Rock, Arkansas. So shout out to Ronell Dawkins. You know what I'm saying? I will send you an email because I have your email, and all I'll need from you is your address and everything so that we can get this thing sent out to you. But that's what I got in today's video. Hopefully I could help you guys out. Make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I'm signing off as your anchor man. Something. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some. Hit the key.